Hello, beloved. This is Dr. Jeff. Hey, I wanted to share with you a story. Not too long ago, I spoke with a woman who had cancer and she was dying, and she had some questions for me. Usually, when people ask questions, it's usually not the first question or necessarily the second question that is really the concern. And you wait for it, and eventually, then the real question comes. Anyway, she was saying to me, I think God is mad at me. And I said, why do you think that? She says, well, I doubt, I'm not certain, I have fear. And I said, that's okay. And we talked about that. And then she said, how will I know what will happen at that moment of death? And I said, nobody knows, but I told her, I said, I have been at the bedside of many people. As when I was a pastor, I mean, literally hundreds. And I would see believers go out into eternity. They would see angels. They would see Jesus. There was a great peace and anticipation of heaven. And I've seen a couple of folks go out into eternity hating God and cursing. There is a difference when you're a believer. And I assured her, as Paul says, but in Ephesians 4:7, that grace will be given at that moment of death. Grace is portioned, is measured. And when we need that grace, it will be there. And then came the real question. She says, will I know my children? Will they know me? And her children are young. And I said, can I get a little theological with you? And she smiled because she knows, she knows me, and that, there are no simple answers sometimes. Anyway, what I shared with her, I said, now listen to me. I said, before the planets and the stars and the moon and all these things that were created, what was before all of the creation? And she looked at me. I said, well, before everything was created, there was God. And time as we know it is measured by mass, energy, space, this thing we call time, the clock ticking. I said, before creation, there was God. And with God, there is no time. He's beyond time. He's before time. He's after time. And I said, listen, in heaven, where God is, there is no time. And I said, now listen, this is how it will be. You close your eyes, that grace will be given. And 1 second, maybe 2 seconds, maybe 3, and you will see your children, and they will see you. For them, it will be 70 years. I said, all the stories that they'll tell you, and she smiled. And I said, listen, there is no time in heaven. And yes, your children will know you. Your husband will know you. Your loved ones will know you. You will know them as they believe. And you will see Jesus. And what a hope. She cried. She gave me a hug. She said, thank you. And she was at peace with that. And I thought, oh, the joy that we have as believers, it's wonderful. Now, beloved, as you worship this weekend, may you remember the hope that we have in Yeshua, in Jesus. For those who believe, he died and rose again. He has given us eternal life for those who believe and have trusted in him. Oh, the joy of that. Well, I just wanted to share that brief story with you. And as you know, we feed kids, we feed Holocaust survivors, and we thank you for your prayers and your support. We have some new opportunities, new doors opening up for us in Israel, down in the south, in the Negev, in Beersheba. And we'll keep you posted when that all unfolds. But anyway, beloved, I want you to remember this hope that we have in Jesus. And always remember, time is short, life is precious, And Jesus is coming soon. And until he comes, we are together under his wings. Dr. Jeff for my study. Shabbat Shalom.